a mockery. They're down there worshiping idols. They set up their own kingdoms. They changed the priesthood. They changed the festival days. Nothing's set up the way that I've called it to be set up. And he said, you know what's going to happen? As soon as your feet step back in the city, your baby's going to die. He's not going to live because God's very angry and God's very upset with what Jeroboam's done. He's made a mockery out of my name. He's made a mockery out of what my word says. And your baby's going to die. You might as well go back home and you might as well just call it quits because your baby's going to die. Now I want to know how many mothers would have went back home and stepped through the door knowing that as soon as your feet hit the threshold that your baby was going to die. No, I don't believe any of you would. If you really knew that, you'd probably flee and go out and hide in the wilderness. If you were a good mother, if you were somebody that really loved your children, you would not get in a place where you knew your child was going to die. But here she went anyway, and she stepped on the threshold, and the baby died. The child died. She knew what was going to happen, but you know what? She had to go back because she had heard a word from the prophet. She had heard a word from the man of God, and she had to deliver the message, even if it meant her child's life, even if it meant he was going to die. Oh, but you know what? The prophet began to say to her before she left, he began to tell her that Israel, because they had fallen into Jeroboam's his ways and the way that he had set up things, because he had done that, Israel was never going to be the same again. There was not. This is what he said. He began to tell her. He began to say, and Israel shall mourn for him, and they'll bury that baby. They'll put him in the ground. Oh, but you got to realize the Lord's going to smite Israel, and this is what he said. He's going to be as a reed shaken in the water. Now that stood out to me, and that grabbed me on that page. A reed shaken in the water. Oh, that reed shaken in the water. That means that reed that's out there, when those winds begin to blow and those winds begin to move, that reed's going to go wherever it's going to go. That reed's going to just follow along with whatever the wind says. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to do it. I don't care if it's not right. I'm just going to do it. I believe Israel was in a place under the rulership of Jeroboam. Then Jeroboam said, dance this way. Israel dance this way. If he said, twirl this way, Israel twirl this way. And he said, they're like a reed that's shaken in the water. A reed that's shaken in the water. It's not got a solid foundation. It won't stand, but it blows with whatever goes. It does whatever it's told to do because it doesn't have enough strength to stand for itself. Oh, but then I like when Jesus began to talk to his disciples and he started paying tribute to John the Baptist. He began to tell them what kind of a man that John the Baptist was. He said, you know what? They expected for the preacher to come out dressed in a robe, but dressed in scarlet, with a crown on his head, coming out saying, prepare ye the way of the Lord. But they didn't expect the man coming out with a long beard, dressed in camel hair, and eating wild locusts and honey. That's not what they thought. That's not what they expected to see. That's not what they were. He said, what did you expect when you went into the wilderness? What did you expect to see? Who was the preacher that you expected to see come out? He said, when you come out of the wilderness, what did you expect to see? A man clothed in soft raiment? Oh, that's not what you saw. Did you see the preacher come out flying in his $1 million jet and wearing his 3-piece suit and saying, oh, if you'll feel my tank to put $50,000 I don't want to be a reed shaking in the wind. I don't want to be a reed that's just tossed to and fro. That just does what it's told to do. Oh, but I want to hear a word from God. I want to hear a word from the Lord. I want to stand on His word. I want to trust in His word. The Bible says, having done all, stand. When I've done all I can do, stand. When I don't know which way to turn, stand. When I'm scared, stand. He said, for he shall be as a tree planted by the waters, and that spreadeth out her roots by the river, and shall not see when he cometh, but her leaves shall be green, and shall not be careful in the year of drought. Neither shall cease from yielding fruit. If I'm planted on the Word, I'll bring forth fruit. If I'm planted on the Word, I'll bring forth what God needs out of me. Oh, but if I'm a reed shaking in the wind, if I'm a reed shaking in the wind, I'll go with whatever's going on. I'll just give in to temptation. I'll give in to trouble. I'll give in. Oh, but if I'm standing on the Word, hold fast. The Bible said in the second Thessalonians, he told us to stand fast. He said, stand fast when you don't know what to do. Stand fast when you've done all you know to do. Just hold on. When you've prayed all you know how to pray, just hold on. Hold fast to everything that you've got in you, and don't let the enemy deceive you. He said, therefore, brethren, stand fast. Somebody say, stand fast. Stand fast and hold the traditions which ye have been taught, whether by